Hello, everyone. Welcome to Afro Swag Media and Magazine. My name is Deborah. I'll be your host on this show. Welcome to the broadcast. Make sure you share the broadcast, invite other people. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Please share the broadcast, invite other people to join us. Tonight, we have a very interesting topic that we'll be discussing with esteemed panelists. Please invite others to join us. And without further ado, I'm going to bring my guests to the platform so we can discover who they are. Hello, Tiffany, and
Hello,
hello,
hello
David.
everyone.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello, everybody.
how you guys doing?
Well,
Doing well tonight. Thanks
excited.
for having us on your show.
Welcome to Afro Swag Media and Magazine. We are so happy to have you. And tonight we're going to talk about tech. All right.
I'm excited. All right, let's go. I'm excited.
All right. Ladies first, Tiffany, do you mind telling us who you are?
Sure. So my name's Tiffany Gamble. I am a tech advocate. I founded a nonprofit, Emerging Ladies Academy, where we empower Black girls in technology. And then also, I have a for profit Gamble Tech Firm where we globally inspire future technologists. And the premise of this is to really close the diversity gap within tech. As I researched like 5, 6 years ago, I noticed that Black women only represent less than 1% of the tech industry. And that is my problem that I'm solving with both platforms. So thank you for having me, Deborah, and I'll talk more about that later in the show.
Thank you so much for that introduction, David.
Yes, David Pollock here, and I am the founder of Call Black Professional Tech Network. And basically, what we are doing is we're creating opportunities for diverse communities to get into tech and have a career into tech. So I'm really excited to share more about who we are, what we are doing, and why we're doing it.
All right. Thank you so much for being here once again. And so my first question goes to David. David, do you mind telling us how you got into this field? What was your why?
What was my why? Oh,
Yes.
wow. Um, Honestly, my why originally stemmed from I was trying to figure out how to get employment for myself to take care of my family. I had all this experience and I had my master's and I just could not find employment. And I said, I got to do something. And so in that, that's when I started diving more into technology because I also
Mm-hmm.
saw the need that we as a people, and people of culture, our diverse community, that we're falling behind in understanding technology and how to move forward. So my why really is to not just build myself, but to build my children, but more so to help my community and the people in which I live and serve with to be ready for the future.
To be ready for the future. And so, did I hear leaving a legacy for your kids?
Most definitely, most definitely.
All right.
There's different areas you could go into tech, but I most definitely want them to know that there are people that look like us that can do those things in tech as well.
Absolutely. Tiffany, same
Yes,
question for you. How did you get
okay,
in this field?
sure. Actually, I really had a dream, a vision that woke me up out of my sleep about Emerging Ladies Academy.
Mhm.
I didn't know anything about technology. I'm a social science expert. I've served the community my whole career. And I
Mhm.
knew that education was that key to success. So I had this dream. I started writing down notes and sticky notes everywhere for about 6 months, trying to figure out what this dream really was. Then in June, I was throughout the 6 months, I started networking. And then in June, I submitted a proposal for after school program or after school
Mm-hmm.
project, and it was accepted. But I seen as when I had the dream, I started researching. I'm a researcher by heart. I was trying to understand what this meant, and quickly figured out that we're unrepresented, Black women. At that point, Hidden Figures had came out as well, the movie Hidden Figures, and it
Mm-hmm.
blew me away that we were computers and processors, and that's what they called Black women. So I said, where are we at today? And
Mm-hmm.
sadly, I've seen the statistics, and I said, okay, this is a problem that needs to be solved. This is the why of why I had the dream. So I've just been building brick by brick, trying to create the dream into actuality, and it's coming.
So which year was this?
2017, January
Oh, wow.
2017. Mm-hmm.
All right. David, how long ago did you start Code Black?
I started Cold Black. What is this? 23, 2001.
Oh
Wow,
wow.
2001. It's been
Yes.
around for a while. So this year will be our 20 first anniversary.
No, this is oh, I said 2001, didn't I? No, that's too far back. No, we started in this is 2023, 2021. I apologize.
Okay, that's okay.
2021.
2021.
Woo! I wish I
I
did.
guess I guess you can't wait to celebrate 20 years of I wonder what that will look like. Oh my God. It's coming.
Yes, yes.
Right, it's coming.
All right. So Tiffany, you have a nonprofit which is the ELA, and
Hmm.
then you have the Gamble Tech Firm.
Yes.
So what does Gamble Tech Firm does? I mean, what do you guys do?
We provide community workshops and training to provide certifications and awareness and interest in going into the tech pipeline. So we provide a certification in ITF right now, Information Technology Fundamentals. We partner
Mm-hmm.
with Metro Community College to provide that certification. And that's that free certification, career certification, just to get people interested in the tech industry. A lot of people are not aware of all the opportunities and careers that you can choose from in the tech space. So we wanted to start at the ground level just to show what is a technologist, what can you do, So we have created that platform for our community, and then there's other workshops and trainings that we'll be rolling out pretty soon. And we
All
also
right.
we're global as well. So um, we registered our business in July of 2022 in Ghana, West Africa. So this is not just for a local. This is for anyone. We're going to be offering platforms online as well, so anyone can access this information and these trainings.
That is so amazing. You went global.
Hmm. Yes.
So, David, I know you also have a program at MCC. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Sure. Actually, Tiffany and I, we are partnering with
Hmm.
MCC. We're doing the same program. And
Yep.
our approach is really making sure that we're creating an access point for our community to get into tech, but also making
Okay.
sure that the atmosphere and the environment is in a way to where we are removing barriers and we're
Mm-hmm.
teaching it in a way to where it's obtainable to where they can know how to apply it and utilize it in their life, but also in their pursuit of their career, their tech career. So
So
we're pretty much doing the same thing in that aspect with MCC right now.
that's amazing. And last year I graduated myself from you guys' program, and I ended up taking the test, and I have the certification as well. That's amazing. And For anyone that,
Congratulations, Deborah.
thank you. For anyone that is joining us or is wanting to know more about the program, it's amazing. Um, just give it, I mean, your all, and you also, you get the foot in the door, and the opportunities are just, endless when it comes to tech in 2023. So, Tiffany, tell me, do you have any upcoming event? I know this past weekend you had a gala, a celebration, or an award ceremony, and
Yes.
that's to recognize women in tech.
Yes, so Saturday we recognize Black women in STEM. A lot of times, just like the movie, we're hidden. They are, as I have researched and networked within our community, I've found some amazing people, specifically Black and Brown technologists, and I felt this would be fitting for Black History Month to honor those people and to celebrate those people. So we chose three Black women in the IT space and the STEM space that have made contributions to our community that sometimes go unrecognized. So I pulled out those hidden figures in the community, and gave them their flowers, gave them their roses. So that was a phenomenal event, and we're looking at making that a yearly event for Black History Month. We have an upcoming event. I do Tea and Tech and Toast and Tech series once a month, and we're having a Toast and Tech workshop, or not workshop, but series coming up February 16th, and we're going to be interviewing Richard, and his last name, I know, David, you know Richard.
Richard Webb.
No,
Oh,
Churlo.
okay. I know you're talking about. Yes.
Churlo. We're
Yes.
going to be interviewing him. He's a software developer, and he actually was in human services and pivoted into technology. So we're going to be talking about his story, how he pivoted, why he pivoted, and how he uses his experience as a social science
Yes.
expert and human service expert into the tech space. So that's coming up February 16th. We're going to be at the Essential Gathering Place. It'll be from 6 to 8, and anyone can come. I want to highlight people that are in our community, once again, that are not often seen or recognized, to share their story,
Mhm.
and that will empower other people to go into the tech pipeline when they see themselves, because representation matters. If you don't see yourself, and especially when we have such a small number of people, Black and Brown people, folks in the industry, we have to pull them out and highlight them so other people can see themselves going into that space. So yes, that's one of our upcoming events that we're having.
I agree, representation matters. So, David, tell me, ever since you guys started, I think last year, with this MCC partnership, how many graduates did you have?
Um, when we started with 5, and up to this point, we have a total of I want to say 39 to 40 graduates that have come through. Not I don't know how many. Even with Tiffany, I say we're pretty close to right about maybe 75, 80 individuals that have come through Gamble Tech and Coal Black that have been able
Mm-hmm.
to complete their programs, which is very exciting to be able
Yes,
to
it is.
hit a number like that, especially in our community. So you can't sit up and
Mhm.
tell us that don't nobody want it, because they're showing up and they're sticking with it.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, this question, either of you can answer this next question. Do you guys have any success stories so far of those that have graduated and got a new job, or what was the outcome, or what's the impact?
Um, I mean, Tiffany, you cool with you want
Go
to go
ahead,
first?
David. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
Actually, I have 2 individuals that have, when they started, um, they were at the lowest point and really didn't know what to do, and they were just doing odds and end jobs. And so after they've gone through the program that we have, the ITF, and what we've done was bring in speakers, help them with their resume, and show them how to answer the interview questions, but more so building their confidence. They were able to apply. They felt more confident in applying for some of these low level, entry level tech roles. They didn't get them right away, but now that they have them, it has made a significant difference in their home financially, but more so the whole dynamic in their home has changed because now they're more, I'm not saying that they were never confident, but they're more confident. They never thought that they could see themselves doing it, but now they're doing it. And they are paving the way for their children because they're already saying, hey, I need something for my child. What's coming up? Because we got to get my child going on in this. And so, yes, I could say I have a couple of individuals that have obtained employment, and it's full-time employment with benefits. It may be entry level, but they're getting paid more than what they were getting paid before they started. And so I'm really excited that we were able to come together and put this together for individuals such as that to be able to get to where they're at right now.
Wow. Tiffany?
My success story is my TA. She's been in the tech space for a few years. She took the ITF certification last year, and it was so fitting for her to come and give back to our class and become a teacher's assistant. So I am honored to have her, and now she can talk about her lived experience as it pertains to going through the ITF training. So that's my big win. There's several more, but that right there is like the icing on the cake when it comes to giving back. You learn, you have skills, and now you're able to give back to the community. So that is my win.
So, Tiffany, talking about Emerging Ladies Academy, these girls that you empower, like, how does that feel when they register for your programs, and what are some of the stories that you hear from them?
Well, I can talk about this year. So we provide 3 tech tracks: computer science, engineering, and biomedical science. So I didn't want to just focus on one career or one objective. I wanted to show that technology is in everything that we do. So in our engineering track, we created a robotics team. Now, these girls are middle school, some are high school, but about 6 of them are in middle school, ranging from 12 years old to 15 years old. These girls never coded before, never built anything before, and they rocked out our robotics season. They were competing against high school students from Marion, from Creighton Prep, from all these private schools, and they pushed through. They were very supported. One great value that FIRST has is gracious professionalism. So the team came in, they mentored them, they came to class, to our Saturday class, and helped us build out the robot. We had about three teams across Iowa and Nebraska assisting the girls with the robot. They were so proud of themselves. When the robot started running, they were jumping up and down. They were excited when they put the claw on and they were able to pick up a cone. I had one girl cry. She was so happy that it worked, and she was a coder. She came from one of my after school programs and enrolled into the Tech Academy, and I was just blown away with her interest in wanting to be the coder for the team. So those are my successes when their self-esteem and self-confidence is raised, and they can see themselves, and they can go from having no knowledge to making something work, building something. That's my my prize. That's what I aim for. I just want to expose them and show them that it's possible, that you can be a coder, that you can be an engineer, and you don't have to have these certain skill sets to do it. You
Mm-hmm.
just have to have be inquisitive, like to tinker around, have critical thinking skills, and
Mm-hmm.
don't give up. So that this robotic season has been amazing for these girls, and they're ready for next year. So
Wow.
that is my success. That's what I live for, just to see them excel at something they never even touched before.
We have a comment. Thank you so much for tuning in. She raised Benton and she just loves it. And she's watching from LinkedIn. For everyone else that has joined us from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, thank you for tuning in and joining us in this conversation. We are so happy and glad to have you. David, so, per your observations and experience and being in this business for the past 2 years, tell me, why is there this diversity gap in tech?
Why is the diversity gap in tech?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the diversity gap in tech has a lot to do with access and resources, also representation. And so I really believe that that needs to be identified and it has to be more than just talked about. There needs to be action
Mm-hmm.
taking place when we're talking about being inclusive. And so
Okay.
being inclusive it's not just saying that we're having a conversation, but part of your conversation is helping to change the culture and the in the workplace environment to make it more conducive for everybody to work together.
Mm-hmm.
So without representation, we don't have a voice. And so that's what is why it's so important for me is making sure that we are equipped, empowered, and educated to be able to have a voice and speak in these workplaces or speak in these environments confidently, boldly, but yet also make sure that, hey, I got an idea too, and let's try my idea as well. So that's why I believe that there is a gap in tech, and I believe that what we are doing is solving that problem by equipping our community, our people, how to be able to thrive in these work environments. It's
Mm-hmm.
one thing to say, "Hey, I want to be in a tech," and then it's another thing to be in tech and then and then be corrected about your work. Now you're ready to go off the hinge. No, we're going to show you how to really navigate and
Mm-hmm.
work that so that you could continue to be successful in there as well. But like I said, access, resource, and representation is not there. But the more that we would continue to build each other up as a community, it will be there and we will have a voice. We will have access. We will be the resource so that we're not just closing a gap. We are now building a solid bridge to help everybody get to the other side.
So tell me, for instance, somebody that went through your programs and is ready to get employment, like how do you guys help them? Do you have
Uh,
partnership with people that are hiring?
Go ahead, David.
Oh,
I know
okay.
you have a partnership. Hmm.
Yeah, we Go Black. We do have some partnerships, and I would about one of the ask. So the partnerships are there as a support, and they are they're willing to come in and talk with our students, talk to our participants, and help them to say, hey, let's look at your resume. Let's talk about interviewing. A lot of us don't know how to answer tech questions. You get into an
Right.
interview and they say, hey, we need to talk about a string. You like a string? You can talk about the string on your shirt. It's more to it than that. So we have the type of partners that we have are those type of partners that will come in and speak, but also help give us guidance on how to be able to present ourselves and speak to our skill set when we go into the interviews. Now, what we're looking for is more partnerships with employers that will create opportunities for us to get the experience because
Mhm.
that's the barrier we're facing. We're helping to educate them, but we are not getting the, hey David, hey Tiffany, you know what? Let's talk about coming up with a 2-week semi internship or a 3-month or whatever the case may be. But let's come up with something to where they could get their experience, because that's the dilemma. When they go into the interviews, they could speak well, they could talk about what they learned in class, their certificate. But when they say, well, you don't have the experience, now it's another setback. And we were trying to overcome this setback by building them up. So that's what we do. And that's also one of the barriers that I believe Tiffany and I both are facing. That is, how do we create partnerships with businesses to where we could create more opportunities to get the experience, so.
Right. I know we do with the partnership with MCC. The students are able to tour different employers. For example, it's not called Flywheel anymore. What is it called?
Build a Trade?
No. Flywheel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's they changed the name, but for example, they've been able to tour their facility, get an understanding on how to apply, what type of entry-level positions they have. Logiers is another one where they've been able to have a tour and look at the different opportunities. So we're doing that work as well. And like to your point, David, we need more internships. We need more companies and businesses to say, hey, after your student is done, here's a 3-month internship for them so they can gather experience. And the other side is really, what are those transferable skills, right? I think a lot of times people think, I don't have experience. I not have experience in that technical space, but you have transferable skills. And how do you arrange your resume to speak to those things? That's the hardest part, or that's a barrier that most people have. So we can come in and say, hey, you know what? For example, a call center. You worked at a call center. Well, there's client success managers, right? That is client success. I don't think it's manager, but it's a client success support tech role. If you worked in a call center, those skills transfer over, or even a product manager. If you worked in a call center, you've worked with products. So those skills can transfer over. How do you speak? How do you have your resume speak to that? So I think that is a barrier that we are trying to overcome as well, with giving them the tools that they need to master their resume or tailor their resume in a way that speaks to those skills, which people don't always know or understand.
So, David, do you have any upcoming events or projects?
Currently, we don't have any upcoming events. Our focus has been more on just making sure that the curriculum and the trainings that we have is more than sufficient, because we want individuals to go through and know that what they're getting is transferable, as Tiffany was talking about. So we're working on a couple of classes. One of the classes that we're going to roll out is a software quality assurance, and in partnership with Huddle and some other companies. They're really interested in seeing how our individuals, our students, can grab the information and be able to utilize it, because I know that it is a need right now. And so I believe by preparing the individuals in this area is really going to help propel them into some of those job markets that Tiffany and I are speaking of.
So, can you both tell me again, just in case somebody missed that part, how much does it cost to get into these programs?
It is absolutely free. Free. It is free. Who doesn't like free, right? And also, if you qualify, we will pay you to come to class, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So $16 an hour. Well, where have you heard that from? Okay, so please sign up. You will get paid. We remove barriers for you. It's 3 hours on a Saturday, and in 12 weeks you'll have a certification, and that certification can change your whole life. So it is absolutely free. We are also going to be offering a Scrum Masters certification workshop too, or training, and that will be in April. There will be a small cost to that, but we want to make sure we're eliminating barriers, to education. But even with as a Scrum Master, which is project management, basically, which us women have always done, So I will be rolling that out pretty soon for people to register for that. But I try to make sure that our classes are low cost or no cost.
Wow. So how do people find you?
They can follow me on my social media handles: Tiffany Gamble, Gamble Tech Firm, Emerging Ladies Academy. We're on most platforms. You can reach out. You can email us, Tiffany at emergingladiesacademy.com. You can also, I'm open to a phone call as well. We do consultation phone calls. So my number is 402-763-0301.
David?
Yes. One way you can catch us is we are on the social media platforms as well, with Facebook and Instagram with Cold Black Tech. And on our website is coldblacktech.org. And same way you can contact me either by email or by phone. And that information can be found on our website. Pollock at coldblacktech.org is the best way to catch me. I do enjoy the phone calls and talking and helping to guide individuals as to the directions that they're looking to go into or get a better understanding. So those are the ways that you could contact us.
Amazing. So we are in February, known as Black History Month. What excites you guys about it?
Well, for me, it's celebrating my Blackness. I mean, I'm Black 365 days out of the year. But for Black History Month, is really, you can really, it's a platform where you can really highlight your culture, and for me, we highlight Black technologists, Black people in STEM. I do this every day with my after school program and my tech academy. We locate those hidden figures, and highlight them. But it is really a way for Black History Month to really amp us up, show pride in our culture. We are amazing people. We are innovators. If it wasn't for Black people, this world wouldn't even exist. That's just really how I feel. We have made so many contributions on a global level, so this month is really a way to highlight all the contributions we have made. So it makes me proud to be Black for Black History Month.
If I could say, not just the point of highlighting, I would also say that even for the state of Nebraska, just the identification of more Blacks and minorities really coming out with their own businesses, with arts, the music. It's just an overflowing. Our cup has become an overflow. I don't know, overfull. But either way it go, it's just the identification that, hey, we are here, we have a voice, and we're growing. We're not looking backwards in a sense of saying shoulda, coulda, woulda. We're looking backwards and saying, you know what? If it had not been for this, look at where we're at now. And that right there is what excites me. Even like, who would ever thought, look at where you're at right now, Deborah. You're here, you're doing this for us, you're doing this for many others. Just being able to highlight and represent, us as a community. I don't want to just say, Blacks, but we as a community really truly supporting each other as we're moving forward, that's what makes this and even more exciting about this time of the month for me.
So let's talk about, um, I believe, David, you are the one who talked a little bit about it from the beginning, that you wanted to create something, leave something for your kids. So let's talk about Black wealth.
Mm,
Who wants to go
Okay.
first?
mm.
Well, I can go first on that. Black wealth. Technology is the key to get to that, right? Like technology is $1 trillion business. I didn't say billion. I didn't say million. I said trillion. $1 trillion. We need a piece of that pie. And that is a way to create generational wealth going into technology. You can be working at McDonald's or Burger King and get a certification within 6 months and change your whole trajectory
Mm-hmm.
on your financial life, you know? So, technology, that's where it's at. If you want to create generational wealth quick and fast, get you a certification, go into tech. There, I mean, you can start making 5, 6 figures really quickly, you know, with pivoting into technology. So that excites me for people to say, you know what, you don't have to go get a 4 year degree. You don't have to go get a master's. If you want to, fine. But the tech industry has really opened up for you to get a certification online for free. You know,
Mm-hmm.
get some resources to revamp your resume, and within a year, you can change your whole life. So that's what technology can do for you. It can create generational wealth very quickly,
Mhm.
very quickly.
Now, if I could say, and my answer to that question is yes, the funds is always exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But for Black wealth, for me and for my generation, my legacy, it's the knowledge. I want them to have the understanding and the knowledge because at some point the dollar is not going to have any value. But if I know how to do and they know how to do and they know how to
Mm-hmm.
communicate, it's going to come down to relationship and resources. And if they
Mm-hmm.
know how to, hey, I need somebody that can build a computer for me right now, or I need somebody that can build this app, whatever it is, it just for me, it comes down to understanding that knowledge, that wisdom that we, us individuals in this room right now, are able to pass down. Because if we can't pass down how to overcome some of these challenges and barriers, then money can't get you out of everything. But one thing that
Mm-hmm.
can get you out of it is let me show you some wisdom on another way of going about getting it done. And so I do agree with what Tiffany's saying. But the one thing for me in building and leaving a legacy of wealth is understanding and knowledge. I want you to be
Mm-hmm.
educated enough to know how to make your own money and not have to wait for somebody to draw you in to make that money.
Absolutely.
So, so oftentimes there are myths about tech. What can you guys tell people when it comes to that? Like, we know it's not easy, but in this era, like everything that you do has to do with tech. And COVID-19 has taught us a lot about, having a little bit of knowledge when it comes to technology. What can you tell people to encourage them?
That you don't have to have any special skills. I mean, you don't have to just have special skills to go into technology. Anybody can do it. You just have to have a willingness to learn something different. That's it. And then also looking at what are your interests, what are your strengths, what do you like to do, and finding something in the space that marries that. I think oftentimes people think of technology as computer software developers, right? I mean, yes, that is a career pathway, but that does not mean you have to go into that pathway. So understanding that technology, tech careers are vast and broad, and that your skills and your passion and what you like to do you can find a space in technology with that. We have to demystify technology as it
Mm-hmm.
pertains to, you have to be so, I mean, there's some spaces where you have to be analytical, of course, but then there's some that don't need that skill. So just finding out what you're good at, what you like to do, and finding a tech pathway to that.
If I could say, even with that, I would say, in order to get into it, you have to be a lover of learning. You got to be a problem solver. We all
Mm-hmm.
have problems, circumstances, and situations that we're always trying to figure out how to solve. But the question is, how can you use technology to solve that problem? Are you willing to learn something about technology to solve your problem, or are you going to continue to wait and let somebody try to solve that problem for you? So that's what I would encourage them. Yes, technology seems like this great big monster, but at the end of the day, let's not get you afraid of that monster. How are you going to attack that monster? Don't say it's hard, because the moment you say that it's hard, you've already put into your mind that you're not even going to try. But when you say this is a challenge, now by all means necessary, you're going to try to figure out how to resolve this issue. And so that's what I would encourage any and everybody. If you want to get into tech, ask yourself, what problem are you trying to solve? What is it
Mm-hmm.
about tech that is drawing you to it, to where you need to learn more? And are you a lover of learning? Are you willing to challenge your belief system and why you think this is happening this way? So that's what I would encourage them. I would tell them to get in there, um, to talk about it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You can't break nothing. And when you break it, the question is, okay, what did I do to break it? Now you coming to what? How am I going to solve this? How am I going to fix this? So that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to break it. You can't break it. That's just it. You can't break it. So yeah,
You can break it. And most of the times, it's trial and errors. And even if
Mm-hmm.
you break it, you can fix it.
exactly. Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
So, are there any sponsors, any partners that you would like to give a shout out to?
Oh wow.
I would like to give a shout out to Prairie STEM. Prairie STEM was one of our sponsors for our robotics team. They allowed us space um, to build, to host our tech academy there on Saturdays. Like we started our partnership with them in October of last year. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity to be able to partner with them. So shout out to Prairie STEM. Thank you, Alan, for hosting us with our robotics team this year.
I would like to most definitely get a shout out to Capstone IT for creating space for Cole Black to come in there and allowing us to be able to host and have our trainings, in that facility. I most definitely want to give a shout out to MCC for creating space and opportunity for us to be able to work with the students that we're working with as well. But most definitely, I don't want to forget about. There are many others, but I most definitely do not want to forget about Nebraska Tech Collaborative, because they are really helping, bring us together with other business owners and businesses
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get to those access, to have access. So those are the individuals right now. I most definitely want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely, MCC. Thank you. And
Well,
NTT. Absolutely.
MCC, Nebraska Tech Collaborative, Prairie, and STEM. Did I hear that right? And then Capstone and what?
Capstone
Mhm.
IT. Yep.
All right. We're so grateful for the impact your work is having on our community, especially when it comes to the minority, the diverse community. It's amazing. In this era, technology has a very important place and role, and we don't want anyone left behind, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
All right. So we've been talking for the past 45 minutes. For those that have joined us, if you have any questions, please put it in the dialogue comment box and we'll make sure we answer your questions or we get back to you if we don't have the answers right away. Once again, we are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Tiffany and David, any last comment before we go?
I just want to highlight that we're going to have another ITS class starting in April. And David, you can tell the date. I can't remember off the top of my head, but in April, I will be putting that link out on our social media platforms as well. So if you're interested in pivoting into technology, we have a class for you. Also, if there's any businesses that would like to partner with Emerging Ladies Academy and Gamble Tech Firm and Co Black, please reach out to us. We're always looking for sponsorship. We're always looking for grant opportunities. We're always looking for facilitators. That's the other key as well. We're always looking for volunteers to come and impart your wisdom and knowledge to our students and to our participants. So please reach out to us if you have any opportunities for us, businesses, for sponsorships, for internships. We are always looking and seeking assistance to close this diversity gap. And it takes all of us to do that.
I couldn't have said it any better, Tiffany.
It takes all of us to do that. So if you're watching, if you're replaying this later, please reach out to Tiffany and David. We need your dollars. We need you to sign that check. We need
Yes.
to close the diversity gap when it comes to tech. And we know you have what it takes to help these amazing leaders in our community. We applaud you. We are so grateful for the work you're doing and the impact you're having in the Omaha community and even globally. So thank you so much for your work and thanks for, giving us the honor to be on this platform tonight. Happy Black History Month, Heritage Month, and we wish you all the best. For sure, we will bring you back in the upcoming week so you can update us on whatever you have going on and how we can help and how we can support and how we can, bring the message to our audience. Thank you so much once again, Tiffany, with Emerging Ladies Academy and Gamble Tech Firm and also Code Black. I love that name.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
those
Thank you,
that
Deborah.
you're welcome. For those that have tuned in tonight, thank you so much. We love you. And we'll see you next week, Monday, for another discussion, a very important one about Black representation when it comes to the media. Don't miss it. And we'll see you next week. Until then, be safe. And once again, happy Black History Month. Bye bye.